Sagittarius and Gemini, why they are similar, but also why they're opposite, and also why is it sometimes difficult for those two signs to have a relationship. Okay, first I will start off with Sagittarius, which I happen to know a lot about because I am one. I am a Sagittarius. I have a lot of Sagittarius in my placements or in my planets. I have a stellium Sagittarius in the first house, so whoever understands that, you know exactly what I am. I'm a super Sagittarius, I guess. So Sagittarius, it's man, which is part of the mind, the man side, and then beast. So your mind has a part of it that wants to be higher, the higher realms of understanding, philosophy, wisdom. And then there's also that beast side of Sagittarius, which many unevolved Sagittariuses have a problem with controlling. That's why some people say that Sagittariuses are flirts or cheaters, or they can't give in to having just one partner, or they can't commit. This is not necessarily true. Maybe the younger people are trying to figure out their world and, dating and stuff like that. But once a Sagittarius finds their person, they find a person that they can be themselves fully with. They can discuss all the crazy little interests in their head without feeling stupid or like a nerd or anything like that. They can fully be themselves. They can be emotional around their partner. They can tell them anything. That is when a Sagittarius will commit. Now, Gemini. What is a Gemini? Gemini is the divided person, which is similar to Sagittarius, but it doesn't show up in Sagittarius, that whole multiple personality thing, because Sagittarius has those things inside of them, the higher mind of the human and the lower mind of the beast. Now they have those things, and they kind of have it in a more of a connected way where they deal together, they work together, the higher mind and the lower mind, whereas a Gemini is divided. And that's why a lot of people will say that the Gemini has, the twins. You're the twins. You have the one twin that is the nice twin and the one twin that is not nice. And sometimes the Gemini allows that not nice twin to be most familiar with their family members or partner. It seems like in Gemini, many Geminis, the world gets to see this beautiful twin that's so nice and amazing at charming people, so good with others, so understanding, so brilliant, so smart. And then the partner or family or kids get to see the bad side of the Gemini, which is the negative side. It's not necessarily negative. It's just, the strong part, the emotional part, the sporadic part. And that is part of us too. And if a Gemini can link those two things together and take emotional responsibility, which is hard for Gemini because there's so much emotion in them. There's a lot of love, but there's also can be a lot of sadness. So this is why the Gemini and the Sagittarius have problems in dating, because a Sagittarius wants to think of the world in a happy view, and even so much so that they will escape from things that aren't happy and kind of pretend that those things don't exist, or they just push them out of their lives. We don't want an emotional roller coaster as a Sagittarius. And with a Gemini, it is an emotional roller coaster. Your partner, if they're a Gemini, they have their super highs and then they have their super lows, which is kind of just the way it goes. You have the pendulum swing, and if the pendulum swings one way to really high happiness, well, it's going to swing the other way to extreme sadness or things like that. And this is why, if the two are going to work together, Gemini and Sagittarius, both of them have to be very aware of exactly how the other is. The Gemini has to realize that it's going to have to tone down the, harsh criticisms of the air signs. And, the Sagittarius has to realize that there's a very emotional part to Gemini, and they're going to have to not sugarcoat the truth, but put a nicer spin on the truth. It doesn't have to be as harsh as sometimes the Sagittarius can give the truth to others. You know, sometimes we have to realize that, you know, what we are saying has effect on others, and that we have to put things in a nicer light, or put it in a better way. Now, if the Gemini and Sagittarius can do these two things, they definitely can make it work. I personally, as a Sagittarius, have found my forever partner in an Aquarius, which I think makes a better match for a Sagittarius. But Gemini and a Sagittarius can work. You just have to work on your demons together as a team. All right, TikTok, everyone have a great day. And, be kind to each other.